Hello, friends. Welcome to Photoshop Challenge. My name is Ruben Cespedes, and I'll be your host for today. Super excited about this amazing challenge because we're going to be creating a Brutalist poster. All right, so hello, everyone on the chat. Hello, Cody Bear and some others in there in the chat. Come say hi, ask questions, and we're going to be creating a Brutalist poster. If you're joining us right now, if you want to get the starter files, click in the description below and, join us. So let's get started right away, since we're going to be creating some cool stuff, and also we're going to be exploring some, techniques and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alrighty. So if you get the starter file, you're going to have this poster with a bunch of, give me 1 second here, with a bunch of images. We're going to create a Brutalist poster about space. Why not? And for those who don't know what Brutalism is, or what type of trend or design this is, essentially Brutalism is a design when the design is raw, is bold, and is intentionally unpolished or unapologetic. It uses, harsh, contrast, and also system fonts, rigid grids, and, minimal styling, but, most of the time they're monochromatic, just one color, but you can play around with it. But also, these kind of like Brutalist design, they tend to grab attention, and breaking the design norms, and just embracing the imperfections. So that's what we're going to be creating today. And first things first, I'm going to create a grid, since we're going to be creating this Brutalist poster. So I'm going to go ahead and go into guides, and then into create new guides layout. And then from there, you can essentially change it however you want. Like, for example, 8-column layout or 12. And then what I like to do is also do horizontal as well. So click on rows and then do the same amount, 12. And then just, leave it there. I think that's good. Click OK. And I know it looks like really crazy right now, but it will make sense. If you want to hide these guides, you press Command or Control Control column or semicolon in the keyboard. So you just press on and off. All right. So then from there, let's start diving into what we're going to be doing. So we're going to section things left and right. Let's see, for example, we're going to put a big title here. So let me get my copy. Give me 1 second. Let's see. There you go. Let me just open the Finder again and just open the copy here. And then let me just grab the text tool. Press T for text, or just go into the toolbar. And then I want to go ahead and grab this entire thing here. And then type in your title. In this case, I'm going to do this above the noise. And let's give it a font size of 100. Let's see if that fits. Doesn't fit, so doesn't matter. We're going to make this a little bit smaller maybe. Let's see. Kind of like that, and maybe we can do noise on the bottom, pretty big. So let's do that. It's all about experimenting, so yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and above the Then I'm gonna make this bigger. I'm gonna make this bigger, but I'm gonna just probably do it up to here. Let's see, 85. Okay, that's good. Let's just make this a little bit about there. Okay, that's good. Then I'm just gonna grab it. Oops, I just grab. Okay. I think I'm gonna play it cool, like right there. Boom, and then I'm gonna duplicate this by pressing Command J, and then bring it down. Just bringing it down, and then let's type in noise. I think I have some other stuff in there as well. Okay, like about there. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Maybe we don't have to go all the way to the end. Maybe we can just go like about there. Yeah, that's perfect. It lines up perfectly with that. Maybe we can use an image here, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna leave that there. This is great. And then from here, let's see our images. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide everything, Command where the column is. Okay, above the noise. And let's see the images that I have here. So I have that one, of this one, that's pretty cool. And then I have this big one at the bottom. So I'm gonna turn this one around. I'm gonna make it bigger maybe, and yeah, I like that. And then these copy, I'm just gonna make them white, so that way we have like a lot of contrast. And I'm gonna put them in a folder, call it title. Okay, so we're good there. I think I'm gonna use this image as part of this section here. So let's bring back those guides by pressing Command where the column is. And then just, let's create a little square. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the rectangle tool. And I'm gonna go ahead and just guide yourself with the letter here, the E, and then from there, that's good. I'm gonna make this red so that way I see it. And then bring your image to the top. And then what you're gonna do between those two is hold down Option. And then when you see this little kind of like down arrow, just click on it so we can mask it. We're not able to see it because we have to move that image. So press Control, Command T, and just bring it up. Then make it smaller. That way we see it. Like around there maybe. Like around there. Okay, like that. Okay, let's add in more text. Maybe we can have some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of tagline or something like that. So I'm gonna copy some text here, and I'll probably do this side maybe. Why not? So I press T. Then I'm gonna zoom in a little bit by pressing Command plus your keyboard. And then from here, I'm just gonna probably there maybe. I'm gonna make this up a little and then paste my copy there. Whoops. Not able to see it. I don't know what's going on. There you go. Oh, this is huge. Okay. Oh, this is way too big. So I'm gonna just delete that. I just want, let me hide those guides. The text, I'm not able to see the text for some reason. Probably is because they're huge. Probably they're huge. Okay, this is this one. I just lock this into place. There you go. So my text is in there. It's just like pretty big. So I'm gonna go ahead and do, I don't know, like 20. There you go. That's way too big. Let's do 9. Okay. Okay, I like that. Let's just bring a little more. Let me just left align this and then have more copy in there. And then this copy, I'm gonna make it even smaller. So we're gonna go probably like, I don't know, probably like 5 maybe, something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and expand this whole thing so I can see the entire thing. So we said 5. 5 is fine, and then I don't like that copy for, you know, let's do a sans serif, but something totally different. Yeah, something like that maybe. Or maybe even this. Okay, I like that. Let's bring back those guides by pressing, you know, the command column. Then from there, whoops, double click on it and then bring this up just a little bit. Okay, great. I think what I want to do for the background is like actually make the background black. So go to the background and just hold down Option Delete. And then grab the space and let's see, multiply is like, it's gonna bring it like way too dark, but let's leave it at normal, but just the fill just slightly, like you can still see some in there. All right, I like what I'm seeing right now. Then again, let's grab this image. I'm gonna remove those guides and I'm gonna just select the image by itself. So there's many tricks you can do this. I like to do this one and then select a mask and then see if there's any imperfection, but I think we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on, you know, drop down and click on new layer with layer mask and click OK. That's awesome. And then we have our spaceship. So what I'm gonna do is probably go like this, but let's guide ourselves with the guides. So I'm gonna bring the guides again and let's see where I wanted to land with this one. Could be from there to here maybe. So let's do that. Like about there. Let's just bring it down just a, whoops. Let's make it like about there. I think that's good. Boom, I'm gonna leave that there. Let's see what else we have. Let's have some other copy somewhere in the middle, like, I don't know, some body copy somewhere. And let's see, we could probably do, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the text tool And I need to fix that because we moved the guides a little bit. So let's just move that. Let's grab the text again, text tool, and yeah, we can do it from there. Up to here maybe, or up to here. That's good. There you go. We have some copy in there. But we're going to put our own copy. And we're going to make this a little bit bigger. And probably, yeah, let's just make this bigger and see where it takes us. Okay, 16 probably will be the best. Okay, let's see how this is coming along. All right, so we have some really cool stuff happening here. Let's just add in another image here, maybe from here to down here maybe, till we hit the end of it. And then bring another image. Probably this image could be kind of cool. So let's bring this image to the top to the new shape we created, and then hold down Option, and then bring this image down. So Command T, or you can just, whoops, or you can just move it however you please. All right. Just make sure the image works out pretty good. Okay, that's perfect. I think I like that. Let's see, we do have another image. Oh, we do have this image. We're gonna find another place for this image. Let's see, within the grid, we can break the rules. Like I said, there's no right or wrong in here. Maybe we can go here, even there, and just like make it smaller and up to there, maybe. Kind of like that. Let's see. And then if we want to mask this out, we can simply grab the marquee tool and then just go there. And then within the image, just press the layer mask. Boom, we have that there, which is good. Maybe I wanted to add some hierarchy in here somehow, somewhere. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Probably what I'll do is just make this everything uppercase. And let's see if we have any other fonts available or not. Let's make this just a little bit bigger. Okay, like that. But then I'm gonna bring everything together just a tiny bit. So select all, and then Option, and then up or down arrow, so you can play with the leading. Like around there. And then in here, some answers to plays for questions that never return. Where's the return? Probably is down here. Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. So instead of 16, it's gonna go down to, I don't know. We're just creating some hierarchy here. Okay. So let's select this and just make it a tiny bit smaller. All right. I like that. That's good. And then we have some extra space here, so I'm just gonna remove that. Let's see if we have some space there. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Okay, so I think we're pretty close. But what we're gonna do now is gonna go ahead and put in a layer, an adjustment layer, and we're gonna do black and white. And we can select from different options here, depending on your images and everything else. Like I like that. I'm gonna hide this completely. There you go. I feel like we need something else in here maybe. Maybe we can do like a little, maybe like a little square here, or maybe different squares, or oh, I'll see what I can do here. I think I know what I wanted to do here. So I'm gonna do some lines to fill that space. So 2, 3, and 4. But make sure you bring those into, you know, the adjustment layer, so it's kind of like black and white. And then from there, I wanted to add in let's add in some effects. So I'm gonna go ahead, bring everything up, select everything. I'm gonna create a new layer, Command Shift N, texture, maybe. And then I'm gonna fill this with kind of like 50% gray or something like that. Option Delete. Then from there, I'm gonna hide those guides, and then jump into Filter, and then Noise, and then Add Noise. Make sure it's Gaussian, monochromatic, and then you can play around with the amount that you wanted to do. I'm gonna do probably like 28%, which is good. And then from there, we're gonna jump into blending modes. And there's a lot of things that you can do here. There's so many different things, like that one, color dodge, for example, and then you bring down the opacity just a tiny, you know, kind of like making it like that, probably. Let's see, give me 1 second. I think there's some misalignment happening in here. So let's make sure this is perfectly aligned. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this down just a tiny bit. I think this is that one, perfect. So I'm gonna Control T. I'm gonna hold down Shift because I wanted to make it just a tiny bit smaller. I think that's good. And you can play around with so many different things when it comes to, you know, this type of brutalism design, which is awesome. I think here we can also add in something else. Maybe we can add in some kind of like, since we're talking about planets and stuff, so we can bring this below. There you go. And have some different shadings maybe. So we have that there maybe, and then we can do Control J and bring this here and make it a little bit smaller, and do the same thing. So it's kind of like a moon face or something like that, and then make it smaller. And do the same thing, Command J, and then make it smaller. And then you can actually bring down the opacity of those things. So you kind of like, okay, this one is kind of like almost faded, 38%. This one, it's about there. And this one is just a tiny bit. Something like that, maybe. And you can also play with colors and stuff when it comes to, you know, could be monochromatic, but also you can bring some colors if you want to. There's many different ways you can do this. For example, let me just like, you can bring some color there. So I'm gonna just go ahead and remove all this selection and just leave that. Whoops. There you go, hold on. I'm just like removing all these selection because I want to do something quick with this. I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to paint probably, I'm going to go all the way to the top because I don't want this to be black and white, and select a color. I don't know. Let's see, probably yellow. Press B for the brush, start painting, and then grab another one. I don't know, probably blue, and then paint over kind of like that. And then you can blend those modes in there. And that's our, Brutalism or Brutalist poster. Many different things you can do. Again, this is just us playing around with the Brutalist design. Just experiment, do what feels right. It's raw, it's bold, it's intentionally like that. So awesome. I really enjoyed doing this today. And again, thank you so much for joining us, everyone on the chat. Thanks again for having me this whole month, and I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.